In the summer of 1995, Nintendo released the Virtual Boy. I can still recall those days when I would rush to my friend's house and play Mario Tennis for hours and hours. Eventually, I wanted my own and my parents would have none of that. My mom's response, "Oh, you want to go blind and look like a pirate?"
Because it is in the going that we...
So I never got one. And this console was Nintendo's biggest failure. The following year, the N64 came out, and I forgot all about Mario in virtual reality. Almost 24 years later, and Nintendo has finally answered the call. I can once again own something that allows me to step into the world of Zelda and Mario and all the great franchises that Nintendo owns.
Labo VR kit.
This Labo kit comes in two different packages. The first is a starter bundle, which retails for $39.99. Then there's a larger or complete bundle, which retails for $79.99. The packaging itself, there are some differences between the two. The complete edition, as expected, does have a thicker box. There's more cardboard in there, basically. We're gonna open up the starter bundle first. So right on the top, there's a quick start guide as well as the cartridge. There's no paper instructions with this, so all of the build instructions, everything is really in the cartridge. Regardless of whether you get the starter pack or the complete kit, it's actually the same game that you get with it. So here's a bag full of stickers, washers, and rubber bands. So this white box contains what's centric to this whole Labo VR experience: the casing and lenses. Each of the cardboard leaflets have an identification in the form of a letter and a symbol on the top left corner. The first one in here is the Toy-Con Garage VR kit.
Using simple combinations of inputs and outputs, you can quickly bring your VR game ideas to life.
Next up are the building kits for the VR goggles. The whole Labo experience, it revolves around building and then playing with your creations. In this case, there's over 60 mini games. Next up is the blaster. This is perhaps the biggest piece in the Labo VR kit. A total of 9 cardboard leaflets.
Fire!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We got an empty box, so let's move on to the next one. This is the complete edition, where you're paying an extra $40 for 4 additional expansion sets. So this is more of the same. Let's skip right to the new stuff. And here we are at the first expansion, the camera. And here's the second expansion, the elephant.
Move the trunk to draw pictures in the air like this.
And here we have the third expansion, a bird.
Ride on the back of a bird as it flies through the sky.
This is the fourth and final expansion set, the wind pedal.
In this game, bears will shoot balls at you. Time your jumps to leap over them.
At the bottom of the pile is the blaster, and it's identical to the one in the starter bundle. So now that we've opened it up, here are my thoughts on the Labo VR. Going into it, I wasn't really expecting much. I mean, the previous Labo kits, I wasn't a big fan of those, but this thing is actually well worth the money. Nintendo, they've never been about the numbers. You know, you look at their consoles, they're not the most powerful, but they're the most interactive. Same thing with the Labo VR. It's a piece of cardboard. It's a friggin' piece of cardboard, but it's the most interactive. I mean, you start off by building these kits, then you play with them. There's no wiring. Once you actually build a kit, it's just plug and play. It's that simple. I can see with this kit that Labo was clearly built for VR. Even the price point, I think the price point is really good. For about $40 introductory, you're getting a pretty good package. You'll get some good playtime out of it. But for me, the most exciting thing, and this is not available right now, but Nintendo will release its big titles in Switch VR. They have confirmed Mario, Zelda will be available soon. So for me, that's really exciting. That's really all I have to say with the limited amount of time I've spent with it. If you actually made it this far, thank you for listening to me for a good 7 minutes. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like or even a dislike, and let me know in the comments below what you think of the Labo VR.